We're here with head coach Leanne Piscotti of the SU Volleyball team as we're taking a look at the 2015 season. And Coach Piscotti, you're in the middle of the preseason right now, and there's a lot of things that you want to get done of a short window of time. And you have 12 returning players, a lot of talent among that group, and you have 6 freshmen who are joining that group. What are some of the things that you've seen so far from your group during the preseason, but what are some of the other things that, especially from a coach's perspective, that you're trying to hope that they get sort of in their head or try to get accomplished as they move forward here during the preseason?
Well, I think preseason is in a very short period of time, especially with only having a week of double days. So you do feel pressure to get to where you need to be game ready. But the returning class is doing a really good job at mentoring on how hard we need to work every day. They're really becoming vocal and learning how to lead vocally, how to make their teammates better on either side of them. And they're really trying to bring up the freshmen and have them play a little catch up at first. And of course the other thing that we have to worry about is just getting those freshmen comfortable with the level. And usually that takes several weeks or can take several weeks. But they are working really hard, and I'm really proud of what they're doing, and we're healthy, which is a great
Huge.
break from last year. So we're seeing a lot of really good competition. And
We do have a huge returning class, but we also have a huge incoming class. But my personal goal is that these incoming freshmen can look to our upperclassmen, our middles, like our libero, Laura, and like watch them and really learn from them. So years to come, we can still be a very, very strong team because we all, as we grow, you know, we get more volleyball knowledgeable, and I just hope that they can pass that on and that our freshmen can really pick it up and get comfortable with it.
We do have almost all of our returners back, having 12 returners and then having the 6 newbies. It's the largest roster that we've ever carried. So we actually have so much depth in all of our positions, and that's really allowing us to have a lot of flexibility. We're making some changes in some things, even though the core group that finished really strong at the end of the season is dominating right now. I do see in a few weeks some people in our underclasses going to put some pressure and really challenge them in the near future.
We talked about this a lot this year, is that since we have so many returners and having 3 all-conference players other than myself, that we talked about taking on different leadership roles, whether it's leadership by skill, leadership as your personality, or leadership just how you interact with others. And I think that's going to be really important because we have so many different types of leaders on this team that we can really just mesh with one another and take on those roles and really bring that together as a team.
With volleyball, it's a sport that it's even more intricate with, again, locations and where to be and what to do, because it's so delicate when you're out on the court for every match, and the time during the preseason is pretty precious. You don't have a ton of time to come in, get reacclimated, and so if you could tell me a little bit about the work that you all have been doing this preseason and how that's sort of been coming along in your progression as you get ready for the season next week.
Yep. With the momentum from last year, I think was really big for us, and even in our last preseason, communication is always huge for us. That is still one of the things that we always want to work on, and especially with such a big freshman class coming in, regardless of the returners that we have, always communicating about everything that's going on and off the court is so important to our success this season.
Yeah, preseason does go pretty fast, but what we are trying to communicate to our freshmen and our younger players is that don't ever get frustrated with any play. Shake it off, like get the next ball, really focus on each other as a team and like coming together and talking to each other, making sure that we work it out, like, because that's what preseason is for. Preseason is for us to make mistakes and like look at each other and be like, hey, you know what, that set was way too high, I need that lower, or hey, that really, really worked, we need to try that again. So that was what our goal was for preseason, is just make some mistakes, you know, learn from it.
The main focus that we have right now is just trying to get everybody working really hard, stepping out of their comfort zone, and in a sense, failing harder, so that, because if you're just playing in your comfort zone, you're never going to get better. So they're doing that, but we're also really focused on the mental toughness part of the game, not showing frustration, not showing any type of reaction really when you make an error, getting over it really quickly, moving on to the next thing. And then of course the volleyball IQ of the sport, it takes time. So the mental toughness aspect of is right now a big focus for us.
What's it going to be like to be able the first weekend to not have to travel right away and to get to have some matches on the home floor?
It'll be great. I'm super excited to see like all of our fans come back. Hopefully we had a few people paint up for our matches, so hopefully like they can do that again. We already like talked to them, so that'll be fun. And the energy, I'm excited to feel the energy, and I'm excited for our freshmen to experience it. You know, this is their first collegiate match. They've never been at anything at this level, so I'm really excited to see what they have to say about it as well.
I do think the coaches in the PSAC, did a good job at trying to evaluate, and the truth of the matter is that the game still needs to be played, and you do have to show up and bring your A game every single day we step on the court in our conference, and that's why we play the sport. I want their A game against our A game, see who wins.
That's the beauty of it. So September 4th and 5th, come on out to Higas Fieldhouse. SU opens at home with a tournament, one match Friday and then two more on Saturday. Coach Piscotti, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.